We have a blue background anyway.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Welcome, Wharf Rats. I'm Ryan.
and I'm Wes.
Go ahead.
We're in the same room. This is like a change, right? We haven't done a stream or an interview or anything in the same room.
No, not at all. Normally we're on a StreamYard or something, and one at my house and one at your house. So this is a little different.
Yeah.
And it, of course, is a special day. We are here. It's February 10th. It's 10:30, and it's Backer Day. It's launch day, a Forlorn hope. And welcome everybody that's already here. I already see a couple comments here. We have STO Grady saying, looking forward to the live stream. It's being backer number 1 by 1 spot, but thank you for being backer number 2. And thank you for being here. We're just real excited. We're trying to follow everything that's going on. Let me grab my phone real quickly.
All right.
That way we can keep an eye on what's going on.
All right.
We are currently at, looks like 52 backers. So we were hoping to be 50 by the time that we went live. So that's awesome. Currently at $3,718. And it's 10:30. Love to get to that 10,000 mark by 11. So if you haven't had a chance to back, please get on there right now and back a Forlorn hope. Wes, can you tell us a little bit about what they're going to get if they back the game today?
Yeah, well, backing it today is extra special because you're going to get $10 extra off.
Right.
And first 24 hours, so that puts it in, if you're in Eastern time, puts it 10 a.m. tomorrow. And after that, it just increases by 10, which is still well below the MSRP.
Right. So we have an MSRP of $89. And if you back today, it's going to be $69. And then after, as he said, 24 hours, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, it'll go up to $79. And you get an awful lot with that $69 back. Not only do you get a box, who's won a box the whole year game, but a real nice, sturdy box with some nice artwork on it from Tawa Biwa. We're going to have a mounted map inside. You're going to have 36 wooden figures that are printed on them with the artwork from Tawa, and they will represent 4 different nationalities. And I always mess up the nationalities. So, Wes, why don't you try
Well,
that?
we have the French, of course. This is, a lot of this is happening in France.
Right.
And we have the Germans, and we have the British, which came to help save the French, and the U.S., which sort of turned the tide as into the war.
Right. So 9 of each of those nationalities. We have a stack of cards. There's about 30 activation cards. There's 53 plus. There might be a few more event cards. And there's also commander cards. There is several punch boards of counters and tiles. There's even going to be tiles that you can place on the board on
terrain tiles. It's that's different for this kind of game.
Yeah,
just push your luck.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen terrain tiles before in any of the previous Herman Luttman games with the similar system. Although this system is a little bit different, but the previous games, of course, being the Magnificent Style and Crowbar, but they didn't use the card system that we're using, and they didn't use the terrain tiles. We also have 6 scenarios, which is different. And I'll try it again. I always get this wrong. I always forget one, but I think I got it. It's New Chapeau. It's Ypres. It's Passchendaele. It's Lost Battalion, Verdun, and Somme.
And really, Herman has put a lot of thinking. I really appreciate his creativity with these scenarios.
Yep.
So even though the board might look like something you're used to with the squares and you're charging across, to the enemy lines, in this case, they're in their trenches. And but the scenarios have you doing quite a lot of different things.
Yep.
There's the Lost Battalion where you're trying to save the Americans. And what else we have? There's fortifications.
At the table.
Oh, sorry.
He's getting so excited. He's straining the table and everything's moving. It's because he's a drummer. You got to stop these drummers from hitting the table.
Oh well.
Yeah. So the base scenario has is New Chapeau, and that's his real basic scenario, and then it keeps upgrading with each scenario. So when you add Ypres, you of course adding gas, as you said, Lost Battalion. You have the Americans that you're trying to search for.
Terrain tiles, which affect your movement.
The Passchendaele has the mud and the duck boards that you have to get across as a terrain tile.
Yep.
As you get into Verdun and Somme, there's additional forts and villages. And Lost Battalion also has farce or the bois, which I probably slaughtered that BOIS.
Yeah, and one of the scenarios, you play one side, then you play the other and see how you do best. So that's quite different too.
Yeah, mini little campaign game in there, and you try to get as many points as possible. What else comes with the game? Let's see. We
Well,
have custom dice.
yeah, custom dice. Those
Mhm.
are pretty cool because you have
Mhm.
two different kinds of conflicts within the game,
Mhm.
and each is represented on the side of a die
Mhm.
as to its effects.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty cool. But what I like, I mean, out of even with all these 6 scenarios and everything, even if you play the first one, it's going to feel quite different because of the card draw system.
That's
You
true.
want to tell them about that?
Sure. So in this new system, you're not rolling die and checking a chart and going across one die, another die, figuring out what the movement is or whatever. Rather, you have an activation deck, and if you're playing solo, for each of the battalions, there's 3 to start off with. You will draw 1 more card than that. So if it's all 3 available, you draw 4 cards. If you get any event cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter how many event cards you get, you will then draw 1 event card from the event card deck and do that immediately. And most of those are bad. There's like I think 1 maybe that's good in the Lost Battalion, but other than that, there's not a lot of good ones in there. And then once you've done that, you take your other cards and you assign them to your battalions. And the cards have on them a couple things. You start from the top. How much cohesion do you lose? How many hits do you take? And then what can you move? And there's 3 different types of movement. There's a regular movement, there's kind of a cautious movement, and then there's kind of a crawling out of a shell crater movement.
Mhm.
And so depending on what you have, you can do any of those particular things. And that activates your troops, and you can move 1 of each. There's 3 in each battalion, so 1 of each
Units there within
units
the
within
battalion.
battalion at one time. We're up to 55 backers, $4,008. Awesome. You get on the backer train. You join the backer train. We got 9 minutes and 43 seconds to keep the train going. So that'd be great. We've had that going all 37 minutes. It has not stopped. So keep backing and get on there.
Yep.
And I just saw a poster come up, and somebody had indicated that they love the game, but they're not a real big fan of pledging on Kickstarter or GameFound or Backer, and I get that. I understand that. So we will be buying additional copies that will be available after the individuals that backed do get their copies. Then we'll have additional copies available. Where they'll be available, we're still determining. We're hoping that we'll get some backing from some retail stores, which we're going to be contacting today. But in addition, it'll be on our website definitely, and then we're hoping to have it some other places as well. So you will definitely have an opportunity to get the game, even if you don't back. But the best way to get the game, the quickest way to get the game, and the cheapest way to get the game is to back today. $69 instead of $89, which would be at retail.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, I sort of feel, where that person's coming from,
Mhm.
because I have a number of crowdfunding campaigns I've backed,
Mhm.
and it's been like one's 4 years now,
Gotcha.
and they still swear it's coming.
Mhm.
Others have been, 2 or 3 years. Some of the companies have pre-order kind of campaigns and
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
instead, and
Mhm.
think, oh, that's better. But then you see it can take 4 or 5 years for the game to come out.
Right.
One thing we wanted to do, and one reason we started this company,
Mhm.
if I may say, is because we were getting frustrated with that situation.
Gotcha.
And so our plan is to get these files within about a month after the crowdfunding ends,
Mhm.
get them to the printer. And of course, they have to check through them, make sure they're all compatible and in the right format.
Mhm.
And then,
And we've already started that.
yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
not that's
we
not
have.
even something that's been waiting. We've already started that. I've been sending files back and forth to Longpack. Longpack is the name of the manufacturer in China that we're using. They are one of the premier manufacturers in industry, probably about top 2 in the industry. And we've already been sending files back and forth. So we've already started that process. We're just waiting for the rest of the artwork to finish out, and then we'll get more of those in.
But I encourage you to scroll down on the screen for the campaign, and it sort of gives a timetable too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so, we want to get these files over there, get our proofs, make sure we proof really well. We have other people that help us do that. And then we start manufacturing. And guess what? February is in China.
Yeah. And we just got the notice yesterday that
Yeah.
it is New Year's for them. So Chinese New Year's. And so they're going to be, the office staff is out for a week or two. And then the actual production
Workers.
staff are out for, oh gosh,
Oh,
some
2 to 4
Yeah,
weeks.
2
And
to
it
4
said some
weeks.
go home to their home cities where they're from and
Mhm.
hometowns, and they might be very rural, and it takes them a while to to corral everybody back to work, I think is
Yes.
what happens there.
Yes.
But anyway, that's why one reason we chose this date
Mhm.
to do
Mhm.
the backer kit. And because why not do that while they're all away, and then we have a whole year to get it in. But our plan is to have it in your hands in September, October,
Right.
thereabouts.
I mean, just to go through the timeline real quickly, we're looking at design finalization about March, April. So from the conclusion of this into April, getting physical prototypes by April, May, which would be really fantastic, because if we get a physical prototype by then when we are at Origins, which we will be, and when we are at WBC, we will have prototypes for you guys to take a look at and demo if you happen to be there.
Yeah.
We've already set up some for Origins, for example. We already have set up some time to actually demo at the War Game headquarter area, and so we'll be hopefully demoing the prototype. And at WBC, we rented a table in the vendor area, so we'll be doing like we did last year. We'll be selling used games. We'll be doing a new.
That was fun.
Yep, we're going to be doing a new game that I've been working on. Last time we did the dice roll and winning surprises. I have some ideas for a new game that we're going to be doing, and then of course demoing both Forlorn Hope with the physical prototype and his Urgent Commands game, both at both places. At PresCon coming up, we're also going to be doing some demos of the current prototype. But come on down for that. Once we get the physical prototype, April, May, then we're looking at mass production sometime looking like May, July. Getting it out for shipping, that can take a little while. I have July, September to be conservative, with final delivery being September, October. We are using Quartermaster Logistics for the final delivery and shipment to you. We might partner up a little bit with some other companies depending on what the prices look like, but that's the plan right now. So I think that's a good plan, and I think that's going to be exciting for you that you can actually get the game in your hands in not that long a time as compared to most of these Kickstarters or backer kits or GameFound crowdfunding. And that's really been our goal. I mean, we only signed this game a little more than a year ago with Herman. And so we've been really working on getting it ready during the period of time. And we're still doing a little bit of fine tuning on it, getting the scenarios kind of done and getting some of the artwork done and things balanced. And
we have to make sure it's hard enough for you all,
Actually, that's what we got an email from Herman the other day. He said, I just worked on the scenarios, and except for the first scenario, I started making some of them harder. So that's going to be a little scary for me. Yeah. I think he's scared sometimes that they're not hard enough. He heard some feedback from when he did Plum Island hard that that was too easy. So then they made that really, really difficult scenario. We are at 62 backers. Oh, we got about 17 minutes more. As I said, I'd love to get to 100 backers. Or
the first hour.
That'd be great. I mean, I'd love to get 10,000 in the first hour at 45:01, but at least if we could get to 100 backers, that would be around 7,000 ish. That would be great. Mm-hmm. We'll get on the backer train. There's 62 that are on the backer train. You got 9 minutes and 34 seconds to get back on it. I know there's not a lot of us here, but we'll hopefully maybe do another one of these later.
Does anybody have another question?
What? Maybe. Huh? I was hoping for a few more people.
Oh, okay.
You see that right there.
Okay. All right.
Not a ton of people here, but welcome anyway. I thought, I'm not logged in. You should be able to access this if you're on the backer kit page. That should give you access to it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we're not going to stay on forever here. We just wanted to talk to you guys for a little while, give you some of the background, tell you what's available, when it's available, what you need to know. Hopefully, if anybody has any questions, go through any questions. Let's see, what else could we tell them?
Well, just in case they haven't heard how this all came to be.
Sure.
I mean, we're Warfrat Games. This is our first game. Ryan and I, have been friends for longer than the company has been together. I remember seeing you on Facebook. I was telling about a big game store locally that just had a big influx of used games, and I went there, a lot of war games and stuff, went there and checked them out, writing on Facebook or something. Hey, that was really cool to see all those old war games. And then I get this Facebook Messenger message from Ryan, who I had not ever met before, did not know who it was. And he said, I can show you more games than that. So, and believe me, he could. We could one day we'll have to do a tour of your inventory of
Gotcha.
your used games.
We could do that.
But
yeah, I always remember. Did I say I had more games? I could do it cheaper.
yeah, you said cheaper, but I didn't want to say that in case that store was watching.
Well, I have a lot less overhead than these brick and mortar stores,
yeah,
so let's
that's
not
true.
forget that. I mean,
Yeah.
I did build a shed recently to house all these games, but other than that, I don't have a lot of overhead, so that's
Well-
one reason I can do it a little cheaper.
Also, if you want to know more about us, go to warfratgames.com.
Yep.
And we have, what do we have, 7 or 8 actual videos. We
Mhm.
did some shows for a while until
Yep.
we got really busy with this
Okay, yeah.
project. And we
Yeah,
have
they'll
some
come
really
back.
cool
They'll come back.
interviews.
We're gonna bring Rat Chat back. Aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. We got to do that. But because they were fun for one thing.
Mhm.
But our first interview, he was Herman,
Mhm.
and he was telling us about how he had this push your luck system for a war game system way back in 2012 or
Mhm.
something like that. And I think he had one game out with Victory Point Games at that point. And so, he had their ear, Alan Emmerich, and he came up with a system and said, I'll have this World War I game that we want to use this push your luck system from. And they said, yeah, but we don't think anybody would be too interested about a World War I game, because this was before the centennial for the World War I and all that, of course. And so they changed it to In Magnificent Style, which is a wonderful game. And Worthington, our friends at Worthington, have a really cool deluxe version of that. And Flying Pig has Crowbar. If you're fans of that system, you've probably played them. And so he said, wow, Herman, why don't we give you the opportunity to go back and do this original game?
Right.
And so that's how this all came to be. And I think he's fairly excited about it because he's been working so hard on it. It almost felt like he dropped. No, he hasn't, because he's always got, a dozen projects in it at the time. But the rate at which he's been working and stuff has been like pretty amazing.
He's got a lot going on right now. I mean, he's been working on improving like that Plum Island for a while during this period of time, getting that new scenario out. He's been working on a Verdun game for GMT.
Yeah.
He's been working on the Dawn of the Zeds, the designer edition that's coming out.
You're developer for that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That will come out with Blue Panther.
Yep, later in the summer. And he's been working on a lot of other things. It says, hi guys, looks super interesting. Thank you. Some non-savvy people like me have been looking to watch the stream directly from backer page, not from YouTube. Glad I found you, Steve. Yeah, I'm looking at that as well. I thought it would be a little easier to find it on the backer kit page, but thank you for coming and joining us here. I'm looking on the backer kit myself to try to figure out, hey,
how do you do it?
How do you get to that? Because I saw it earlier. It was popping up saying, stream, here's the stream. But now I'm not seeing the stream. So I'm not clear what's going on. I did get an email earlier saying that the stream was going to start. So I'm wondering if there's an easier way to get it, but you guys are here already. So I'd have to send out another message to tell some people. But as I said, maybe we'll do one a little later and send out another notice. We can do one a little later today, but thank you for being here.
Yeah, do you have any
I feel
questions?
like I know this person, S-Dirt66. I swear I think I know you. I'm pretty sure. I think you've been following our stuff and giving us lots of information, so thank you for being here. If you have any questions yet, just let us know. We have a couple people here right now, but again, it's going well. Let's see where we're up to. Last I checked, we were at 67. Let's see if we're above that at this point. Steve Derringer, I thought that was you. Thank you. Yay, World War I. Yep, we're still at 67 backers, but thank you both for backing us and appreciate you all being here. Just going through, let's see if there's anything else that we can tell you about the game.
The artist and
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. We have two different people working on the game art-wise. We have Tawa Biwa, who is doing all the main artwork for the cards and for the wooden pieces and for all that sort of thing, all the real detailed cover art, all that is by Tawa. Then we also hired Rebecca Richardson, and Rebecca is doing a lot of the graphic design work, creating the structure of the cards, the structure of the counter, some of the counter images, some of the icons, that sort of thing.
And what's cool is they went to college together, so they knew each other, so they're used to working with each other. And now they're both professionals in their fields, of course.
And they've been really wonderful. Tawa worked with me. Tawa actually was a student of mine. initially over at Manchester Valley High School, and she was such an amazing artist. I kept in contact with her, and we met Rebecca through Tawa, and then Tawa worked with me on the Zorn project, Struggle for Zorn with Blue Panther. She did some of the enemies. We had another individual who did the artwork for the good guys, but she did a lot of the enemy artwork, and those appear on the front cover of that game. So she has some previous experience doing games. Actually, she did a game for me way back when, card game, when she was a student. So she actually has some experience doing that. And Rebecca works for a local large format graphic design company, doing like big signs and things, and branding, that sort of thing. And she's been joining us, and it's been excellent, and really been helping us get the stuff ready to be sent off to the company, to Longpack, so that it can be ready to be printed. She knows a lot about the pre-press type stuff.
Herman, everybody knows Herman, right? I mean, we assume that.
Well, go ahead.
But yeah, he's if you want to find out really the most about him, of course, we have a little bit on the page there about everybody that's been involved with the project. But go to Board Game Geek and look up Herman Lutman. That's Herman with 2 N's, Lutman with 2 T's and 2 N's. And you'll see a list of every game he has designed. And it's very impressive. I want to be him when I grow up.
Right. And I was thinking, you mentioned that he had one game out from Victory Games before
Victory Point Games.
Victory Point Games, before
I thought that
I think you're right.
I think it was.
And I think
Which
it
one
was
it?
Well, I think it was Wheatfield.
Oh yeah.
Which we later on redid as Scattered Flags into Wheatfield, and that actually will eventually have a new game coming out on Antietam. We've actually started working on that a little bit as well. So I think that was the game. I could be wrong, but I believe that was.
Oh, and did you catch?
First.
We co-designed a game, The Pursuit of John Wilkes Booth. That's with Blue Panther.
Yep.
And that was a really cool playthrough video that Grant from the Players Aid released just this past week. I don't even think it's been a week. And it was so funny to see him get so involved with it. He was really racking his brain, to get through.
Was he cussing?
Catch it.
A little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't call it cussing, but some would.
Cursing.
Yeah, but it was really a fun video. So hey, y'all go check that out too sometime if you'd like.
Is the game that hard that it causes that sort of reaction?
Because things keep happening to you, and it reminds me in that way of Herman's game. Ryan mentioned when you do your set of cards to activate your battalions and stuff, you might get an event card, and that's the biggest deck in the game. I mean, it's like, where are my hands? Whatever.
No, it's not that tall, but now.
Okay, it feels
when you
feels that tall.
When you sleeve it, it's that tall.
But it's actually like you said, every event card is bad except I think one. Right,
I know
but
at least
there
one.
are some really bad ones.
Yeah, there might be a couple more in some of the scenarios he's working on, but that is. I just blanked.
Well, but you don't go saying, "Oh, great, I get to draw an event card," even if one or two.
No.
You say, I'm in trouble. How am I going to deal with this?"
By the way, we're up to 72, I think.
Oh, cool.
And we got a good question online that I'd like to answer. Eventually, 73. I do want to answer it eventually, but I want to answer it now. And the question was, which, if any, of the stretch goals will be exclusive to this campaign? That is an undecided at this point. I don't know that we have a clear answer on that.
Yeah.
The stretch goals, hopefully we get to them. And there's a lot of stretch goals that are out there available, starting at about 12,500. I mean, the goal would be to not make any of them exclusive, to make it so that eventually, if we get all the stretch goals, we can put them in a box, and then they can be in for the Kickstarter or the retail. I tend not to like that exclusive Kickstarter. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But that's just going to be depending on how many of those stretch goals we hit and whatnot. And we'll make announcements on that going down the line.
And you just got to realize that the reason you want to back this is because you're going to be the first to get it, and you're going to get the best price that we know about, right? You see it at a convention somewhere, you might get a pretty good price, but basically you're going to want to, that's why you're going to want it now. It's because you're going to feel awful lonely if you don't have it and all your friends do, right? But I agree. Philosophically, there's going to be marketing people. If they see this, they're going to say, "You're not doing this right." But that we're not having anything that's only going to be for Kickstarters. We're not even on Kickstarter. We're on BackerKit.
BackerKit.
Kickstarter's like Kleenex.
Mm-hmm,
It might be
mm-hmm.
any brand, but you still do the same thing with it. And that's sort of, I think, a little more of our philosophy anyway. And so one
Gotcha.
reason we went, BackerKit was, by the way, some people say, why are you on BackerKit?
Mm-hmm.
Because from day one, when we first had a meeting with them,
Mm-hmm.
they have just been like so responsive and
Mm-hmm.
so transparent and so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't find that from some of the other platforms. And so that's being new, being the kind of people we are. This is what really resonates with us.
Yep.
That we want to
Yep.
work with people like that. And that's all the way down the line. We're working with people like that.
And I know that Steve said that BackerKit maybe whiffed. Maybe I did. I don't know. I thought I had it all set up the way it needed to be set up. I think we're at 70, by the way, right now, 70 backers to get the stream out there for everybody. I saw it earlier on there, so I thought I had it all set up, but it's definitely on YouTube. I don't know why I'm not seeing that on there now, but thank you for all those who did join, Steve and ST O'Grady and whoever else is here. Listening to us go over all the differences of the game and kind of what's going on and how things are going. Like I said, we have about 70 backers. We got about 4 more minutes. Love to get more than that. I don't know if we're going to get 30 more in an hour. That would be pretty rough.
Hour. Yeah.
Any more playthrough videos planned? Yeah, we can do a playthrough video.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that. We are going to, as I said, PresCon a little bit later this month.
So that's in Charlottesville, Virginia, if you don't know about that one.
So that might be a good time to do another playthrough video because we can film Herman playing it. So let's plan on doing that there. Okay, I think that would be a great idea. So, but again, thank you for joining us. We'll probably stay on for about another 3 minutes or so and then take a break. And who knows, maybe we'll come back later.
Let's list the conventions. After that, we then have in April, we have Circle DC, right? And that's a really cool one. It's lots and lots of designers come there.
That's right.
And it's not like exhibit hall kind of place, but lots of people are showcasing their new games and stuff. So that's one to look into if you're interested in that kind of thing. And then what's the next one? Origins after that?
Yes, Origins after that, and then after Origins, and we'll be at the War Game headquarters with that, and then probably also in the War College. I think we're already signed up for
some lectures and things and talks about what we're doing.
By the way, we're up to 76.
Oh,
that's
cool.
Awesome. And then after that will be WBC. So that would be later on, and then
end of July.
This is a good question. Who helped you with Facebook marketing? I received a lot of them in a good way, very engaging, helpful reminders, fun questions, etc. I'm going to take credit for a lot of that. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I mean, we did have a little bit of help. We contacted BackerKit and said, what are your suggestions? And they had some good online stuff that provided, like they said, do this, set it up this way. This is how you set up Facebook. But a lot of the advertisements, the content, the images, what was put on, when it was put on, that was mostly me in consultation with Wes and getting that all out. Now, the advertisements that are coming out now from 10 a.m. Eastern time forward are all being done directly by BackerKit based on images that I provided them. Now they gave us some content and we approved it and that sort of thing. But everything leading up to that was all done by us here internally, mostly me spearheading that. He's been more involved with contacting a lot of the social media people, content creator people, some of the retailers, that sort of stuff. So he's been really doing a lot of that. And he got Zilla Blitz to talk about it. And he got Liz Davidson. We might have a video later on with her. She's still kind of working on that. With Legendary Tactics, some of those he was able to get all those people to talk about the videos. If you haven't had a chance,
some of those videos there.
There's lots of good videos there as well.
Now raise
78,
your hand.
By the way, 78.
Cool. Raise your hand if you can identify whose voice is in our video, our Forlorn Hope video. Has anybody checked that out? Somebody write down who you think it is.
Do I even know who it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
We replaced you.
Oh, jeez.
You did a great job, but then we had an opportunity to
I
get
thought I
somebody
had a great
with it.
voice.
You did.
I
You
tried
do.
that. I
You
tried
still
that
do.
movie voice, you know.
Yeah,
It
it
forlorn
worked
hope.
nice.
But
It
now
worked
he's like,
nicely. But then we had an opportunity for somebody else that you would recognize.
no, he's like, oh,
So,
we need
is anybody
to get
written
rid of
in
you.
who it is?
Fired. I was fired. Got it. I know. I had to recut in
had
another
to
voice.
fire
Not only was
himself.
I fired, but I had to re-edit in the other voice.
Mhm.
I just got a thing from Backer Kit. They're saying, hey, happy launch day.
Oh, good.
They have lads going live spending.
Okay.
They're watching and they're scaling up and down based on performance. So that's good. That's
You
the
know,
ad person.
And there, I remember this. Been asked a few times. We started doing some ads and talking about all this, trying to get followers. And way back in September, I believe it was.
Mhm.
And people said, "Why are you doing that?" And it almost, I think, it irritated a little people. But that is, somebody was asking about, marketing stuff. That's what we found out you're supposed to be doing in this day and age now. The nature of crowdfunding has changed so much and morphed and evolved through several different cycles now that everybody's saying it's the key metric is how many people you can get to follow it, because they're most likely to follow through and actually purchase the product, and that starting 6 months ahead of time is not too early. So that's
right.
Goes a lot of against what I thought would be intuitive. But these are the people that deal with lots and lots of crowdfunding programs and campaigns.
And I just emailed
So-
them back saying, how come we can't see it on Backer Kit?
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe we'll get an answer. Well, it's 11:01. Let's see where we are at this point. Where are we at this point? I thought 79 backers, 5,674. So we are definitely on pace right now to succeed.
Yeah,
Succeed, fund in one day. So we only need about $4,300 more. So I think that's going to happen. If you haven't had a chance, please tell your friends and family about it. And we had a lovely time with you for the past half hour. And again, I'll try to we'll try to do another one maybe later today. But have a great day, everybody.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Something is not working. Hello.
Well, we might be here forever.
Something is not.
Let me hit it. End stream. There it did.
Did it go?
Something no longer.
Yep. Hit end.
Yep.
Okay. I think it went.
Okay.
Don't say anything because I'm not sure. There's something going on with my keyboard. It's something to do with my mouse. Where's my mouse? No, we're still on. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry we're still on. There's something with my mouse.
Can you exit out?
I'm trying. I'm trying. What this normally means is my mouse is someplace. There it is.